Hey everyone, wanted to reach out to you guys today and chat a little bit about something I find to be very significant when we are starting out doing some of our Facebook ads, our social media platform advertising, is paying attention to who our audience is, our target persona. This is super important that we know who we're selling our services to or our products, because it is so, exciting to tell everybody what we're doing, but not everybody is going to be interested in what we do. So I'm going to go over some stuff on Facebook and their Facebook ads because they're really great about being specific on how you can narrow down your audience. So hopefully you guys enjoy what you see here. So as we look over the target persona that I've created here, take note that I've actually created a person and a picture to kind of go along with that, because it's super important that we really put a name to the person we're reaching out to. I added some categories like background and demographics, hobbies, goals, barriers, and needs, because we really want to dig deep and find out about the people we're speaking to. Maybe their barriers, so we know what their objections are. Maybe their background, so we know where they're at in their journey and where they came from. Hobbies and goals will really help us speak to them and what they really like and how we can attract them to our brand or our services. The great thing about these categories is they're actually almost identical to the ones on Facebook when you go in to create your target audience. And it's very, very detailed. So I'm going to show you that now. Now, once you get into your actual ad and starting to make the ad, you can see that the target audience is a category you get to choose and then start to develop it. So one of the very first things you're going to look into would be like the location, and if you're targeting men or women in that area. So very important that you think about where you're at and how you're going to target. A lot of times, if you're a small business, you're only going to target within 5 miles of your actual business location. And, if you are virtual, then you can kind of go a little bit more broad, but, keeping that location and age in mind as well. So you can see that kind of all right here. Those are the first things you're looking at. All right, next thing, you can see that it has a demographics tab. Now, I didn't dive too deep into all the subcategories of this, but you can just take a peek at it, looking at just the first few: education, financial, life events, partners, relationship, work. You can go in so deep and target exactly who you want to really get those people engaged that will want to be engaged in your ads and your product and service. So be sure to take the time to think about it. If you don't know, I always recommend sending out maybe a survey or doing an interview or so for some actual clients that you already have, or if you're doing virtual assisting for another business, getting to know their clients as well. Interest, guys, interest. Isn't that something? You can actually go in and be very specific on what your people are interested in. Are they interested in something that is relatable to your product or service? Make sure you dive into this because this is super important. You can go down to activities, their shopping, their fashion. What are they into with their fitness, wellness? Those are the people you want to be specifically coming to your ads on Facebook. One of the last categories I'm going to go over is behaviors. Now, this is really cool because, this can come down to what are they doing online that's going to bring them to you. So very cool category. Make sure you dig into that. Digital activities, consumer classifications. This will take some thinking, though. You're really going to have to think about who you're looking at and who you're targeting. Now, you can go into the next category, more categories. I didn't dive into that one so much, but you kind of get the gist that you can be so very specific on who you're targeting. Now, the more detailed you are, the better your ads are going to be and the better ROI you're going to get. So just make sure that you are taking the time to really think about, write it down, who it is that you are trying to go after. Okay, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight on the importance of making sure you know your audience, know how to develop your target persona, and a little bit on how to do it in Facebook. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a little bit more with some basics on Facebook ad here coming in my next video. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.